You know what, guys? It's Mattview Reviews. Hello everyone, Mattview Reviews here, and today will be first for a number of reasons. First of all, this is the first ever on-camera Mattview Reviews, and this is the first ever Mattview Reviews where Matthew is not the only one here. I have my friends with me, Ryan and Vince. So, thank you guys for being here today.
Wouldn't it technically be TDC Reviews now?
No, it's always Mattview Reviews. Because when I leave this channel, which I will take this series with me.
He hasn't left yet.
Soon, probably. After a few days with him, I'm gonna need to leave soon.
He hasn't rigged my neck yet. So.
Not yet.
Not
Almost.
yet. I mean.
So, we are I am Mattview Reviews, and today we're doing a film review, but a special film review because it was the My Little Pony movie, 2017, not 1980.
And Deadpool, apparently.
Deadpool.
Yeah, so.
He
was there somewhere. He was there
somewhere in the background.
So this is Mattview.
Wow, good observation.
This is Ryan Bodash, and this is me. Someone.
Fucking piece of wood over there.
This is Mahogany Vince. Yeah. Mahogany Man. What do you go by?
I'm made entirely out of mahogany, and that's what I go by.
If I lived with a piece of wood, I wouldn't really know the difference. But anyway, yes, we are on location. This is my home. This is Vince and I's home. This is my sick collection of shit
that you can only see like 2 shelves of.
No, my camera you can see it all because I did this correctly.
Okay, all right.
Your camera is shit, which we won't use.
We have basically like 2 backup audio sources and 2 cameras.
So we are very much set. So
hopefully.
Yeah. So we had a film experience with all of us. We went to the movie theater and we saw My Little Pony. 7:20 was the time of the film. And we have some thoughts about it. And of course we're going to go through my 5 categories of animation success, starting with the characters. So, in terms of characters, we've known these characters for, well, the main 6 at least.
Jeez.
Since what,
2013?
2013.
Was it 12 or 13?
12 or 13.
I always forget which one it is, because...
Well, just as a pickup, it was in between 2 and 3. I watched the entire season 1, season 2 over a few days, and then we waited for season 3.
Yeah, basically we started watching after the airing of the Royal Wedding.
That was
right after, and it's funny because Steven Slydaniels actually introduced all of us to it. I was the first one to kind of latch onto it because he was just kind of like, "Oh, you want to watch this?" Because we were all just hanging out on a Skype call. Yeah. I was just like, "What's with bronies?" And he's just like, "You have to watch this." He wasn't like that. He was just like, "You gonna watch it? You gonna watch it?"
And I was actually staying over at my grandparents' house one night, and they were talking about some show. I'm like, "Oh, what is this?" And they're just like, My Little Pony. I don't know how I thought, but I thought it was like someone just, used the license, but like name, but it was a web series or some shit. I didn't know it was a show. And they're like, "You should watch the first thing." I'm like, dude, come on. It's fucking for little girls. What the hell are you talking about? And now I'm wearing a Fluttershy shirt. So
you gotta be specific, though. It's Friendship is Magic. So
what?
That's the name of the subtitle.
I know, but it doesn't... Yeah. They know. They know it's the current generation.
Yeah.
The current generation, which is the best generation.
And then somehow we got Vincent.
Yeah,
I don't really remember.
Do you know how you really started with it?
Not really.
Okay.
I think it was just mainly we were both talking about it.
Yeah.
I think we just somehow dragged him into it.
So
I do remember that Justin got into it before me.
Oh, your friend Justin.
Oh, that's right. And then that's right. Thanks, Justin. Justin. You were a real pal.
Yeah. So, I mean, we all have our favorites from the show. I mean, I generally like all the characters very well enough. I mean, Fluttershy is my favorite, but, I mean, I do like all these characters. In terms of in the film, I mean, they're all really fairly well represented. They're all kind of the same characters for the most part. I mean, you have Cadence, you have Princess Celestia, Princess Luna. All of them are there. All the characters are there. They're all acting.
All your favorites.
We have some new add-ons, which for the most part I did enjoy. We first had not the main villain, but one of the villains was Tempest Shadow. Mm-hmm. She was very interesting. She was a unicorn with no horns. She got hers knocked off, which was interesting.
Tragic,
yeah. We had Grubber, which was her like little lackey who just ate everything in sight.
Oh my gosh.
There was Caper, a cat person. who was very like suave and like things like that. He's a con man.
Very debonair.
He had Captain Solano, which was a pirate, parrot pirate, which was cool. I like that. And then what were the other ones? We had the Queen Nova,
I think.
I think it was Nova, and Princess Skystar.
I think it was Nova.
Yeah, Nova. Well,
Nova. Well, it was one of those.
It was one of those.
It was really like they kind of said it like it was really hard to tell which one it was, but. And Skystar, Skystar was a lot of fun.
Oh, I love Skystar.
Skystar was a lot of fun. She was really cool. Voiced by Kristen Chenoweth. It was very awesome. And then, of course, there's the main villain, the Storm King, voiced by Liev Schreiber, and he was a very entertaining villain. In terms of the characters overall, I mean, I love all the original characters very much. They all were fairly well done. And the villains were strong. They were nice. Well, I mean, Tempest was more serious, but she had her fun moments. But also, Storm King was very fun. In terms of something I didn't like in terms of the characters, I mean, I feel like Grubber was supposed to be the comedic relief. Like, he was supposed to be like, yeah, he's the funny one. Not a lot of good lines from Grubber.
No, he kind of was just like, I like food.
Yeah, and like, it doesn't. I mean, it's funny, it's cute, but it's not like, I don't know. I didn't really. I feel like he was supposed to be funny, and he wasn't that great.
I think it was mainly because he wasn't the main focus.
Yeah, but I mean,
think they kind of wanted to be like, he's the comic relief,
but he wasn't but he wasn't good at it. That's the thing, is I don't think he filled his role out.
Yeah.
Was there anything that you particularly liked or didn't like about the characters?
Like you said, main six were very well represented.
For the most part.
Love seeing Rainbow Dash as always.
Of course.
I mean, she's always gonna be my favorite.
Yep.
You know, I feel like the new characters they fit pretty well.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like the villains needed to be a little bit stronger.
Yeah, Storm King was. He was funny, he was entertaining, but the thing is, he's like the big bad guy. It's like, how in God's name? And he has a weapon that was given to him by Tempest, basically. Like, what did he do by himself to get an army? He really didn't do anything. He kind of just seemed like he likes. I was like, all right, you guys want to do something? All right, let's take over.
I feel like he was Discord, but not as cool.
I don't even think that. See, the thing is, Discord poses a threat.
Well, no, I'm saying, like,
in and of himself. Storm King was, like, no threat unless he had a staff.
I'm talking about his personality. His personality reminded me of Discord a little bit. Because he was a little, like...
He was crazy.
He was a laid-back villain, which you don't see too much of.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like he was there, and then he wasn't.
Yeah. He wasn't in the film very much.
Tempest felt way more like the main villain than Storm
Tempest was the main villain, but I feel like, even still, like, if you're supposed to have a main... Like, it's kind of like, as a Star Wars thing, like, you know, the big villain in the new series is Snoke, but you know, like, in the villain of the film is Kylo Ren. You know what I mean?
Right.
The focus is on that villain, but, you know, the big bad guy is Snoke, and you know the big bad guy is Storm King, which... He didn't work. He should have been more menacing than he was. He was very entertaining.
Yeah.
It's like, how did he get an army? That's where I'm at. I'm like, I don't know.
Well, you got to remember there is the prequel.
Okay.
That's
fair, but that's fair that there's a prequel.
There's a prequel comic series.
But the thing is, as a film, it should explain that. It has to explain weaknesses.
That's why I say he was there and then he wasn't. Because we didn't really get backstory for him. We didn't really, you know, I kind of didn't really feel attached to him. But I guess you could maybe argue, like you said, that Tempest is probably the main villain because she had kind of that fight with herself.
Yeah.
And she kind of reminded me of, like, Starlight a little bit, where she had that friendship battle a little bit.
Yeah, she's very similar to Starlight. And,
so
if you've watched
I feel like the main focus was supposed to be on her.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's
probably
not the problem. It's not the problem. It's that if you're supposed to have a big bad guy, especially how he ended in the film. I don't want to get into spoilers, but how his fate in the film ended up being, I feel like you need to be a little more aggressive and to want that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How about you, Vince? Do you have any strong thoughts, positive or negative?
I feel like all of my strong thoughts are going to be for the story section.
Yeah, same. I said, I've been alluding to the fact that I like most of how the main six was represented, and I will get to that in the story as well.
I will say I liked I really, really like, and I think it's more like character design, but I also like.
Well, yeah, we'll get into animation here, but go ahead. I will say, like, when we do characters, you can talk about character design. Character design, I like the main, like, troopers, I should say, of the Storm King. They were cool looking.
Yeah.
We'll get to more of the designs, but yeah, like, for the most part, character designs were very well, but that's also more so in animation, we'll say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, like, I really liked, I forgot what's her name, the captain.
Solana.
I loved her. So she's actually one of my new favorites, I think.
She was cool. Voiced by Zoe Saldana, who I love because she was in Guardians. So.
I loved just, I don't know. I loved the look of her. I loved her personality.
She was cool. Her crew was also very interesting. I like.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right. So moving on from the characters, we're gonna talk about the voice acting, which I mean, there's not really anything bad I can say about the voice acting. I mean,
I don't think the voice acting's ever been bad.
No. Voice acting in the show has never been bad. Cause, I mean, you have Tara Strong, who's
as always
everything. She is everything.
Who we met.
Who we got to meet at Comic-Con, which that'll be a podcast for a later time. But she's awesome. You have Ashley Ball, who's fantastic. You have Andre Libman, who's fantastic. Tabitha St. Germain, who's awesome. All the celebrity guests. I felt like, again, like Zoe Saldana, she's not known for her voice. Like, like Morgan Freeman's like, they got Morgan Freeman for the voice. Yeah. These are characters that, they're just celebrities, but you don't, like, know them for their voices.
Yeah.
And they all play their characters very well. Like, Liev Schreiber was very funny as the Storm King. Kristen Chenoweth was hilarious as Skystar. She brought that energy. It was a lot of fun. Trying to think of, like, some of the other ones. Michael Pena, again, as Grubber, I feel like I like that he put a lisp on the character.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like, again, I don't know, I expected more, like, funniness out of him. But, again, not a bad job, just not what I was hoping for. And then Capper's voice actor, I can't remember his name. I feel terrible. I don't recall his name. I usually have my notes. We'll put it in post. I usually have my notes in front of me. I usually have a script, and I usually take everything down, so I apologize very much. I always want to get the voice actors' names correct, so I feel bad about that, but I will put it on the thing because I care about that. Nothing I can think of like really. I mean, Tara had a very good performance at one scene. I won't. We'll get into the story. I say we can talk about spoilers, but she had a very powerful scene, and I liked it very much. Anything otherwise stand out? Nothing crazy stand out, but it was just very well done. I can't think of anything.
Well, I think we know the main cast very well.
Well, yeah.
And I think honestly, the celebrities and the main cast blended very, very well.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody overshadowed anybody else.
No, yeah.
So I think it was pretty fair and balanced with voice acting. And I mean, honestly, there's really not that much to say about it because it's always been phenomenal.
It's always been good. There's nothing like, again, there's no like one scene where it's like, damn, that was really good. I mean, well, Tara, there was one scene. I think Emily Blunt as Tempest had another great scene. But I mean, nothing like, wow, that was amazing. But they were all very well done. So I mean, there's nothing bad to say. But yeah, didn't you have any thoughts on the voice acting? No. Okay.
Well, I find it funny because it's never diminished, and that's even been like a talking point when we were trying to get other people in the show, and when other people were trying to get other people in the show. It's just like the voice acting's always been phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, you've had celebrities on the show before. Weird Al was Cheese Sandwich. You had William Shatner as the Pear's dad. I can't remember his character name, but he was the father of the Pear family. Yeah. He was very good. Very good. I thought he would just be kind of very well. So I mean, the show has always been great with voice cast, so that's not an issue. Story.
Oh my god.
We got a lot to say.
Wasn't there like another category we were gonna do?
No, this is the order. This is the order. I know the order by heart by now. It is characters, voice acting, story, animation, and then music.
Okay.
So yeah, next is story, which I'm gonna just put out here spoilers because we got a lot to say, and there's a lot of stuff that I want to get to, and it involves spoilers, and I have to say it. So in general, it wasn't anything to write home about. It ain't no Citizen Kane. It ain't no Kubo and the Two Strings. It ain't nothing phenomenal. But serviceable. But I think there was definitely some issues with it. I mean, I'll just start with mine. My biggest gripe that I had was Twilight.
Really?
She was out of character.
That's true.
Very out of character.
That's true.
She's the princess of friendship who's gone through a million friendship lessons. And what's the first thing? What is the lesson she learns here? trust people. What the hell? Are you kidding me? Like, she's the person that has turned villains throughout the entire season. Starlight, I'm just going through all of them. Discord. She's gone through changing villains to friends all the time, but she goes out of Equestria and she's like, what, she become racist against like people that aren't in Equestria? Like, don't trust them. Now, the thing is, I was thinking about this throughout the entire film. I'm like, because again, I'm like, what the fuck is this? What is it? I don't censor. I curse sometimes. I was like, what the hell is this? But I always try and like, okay, let me see if I can work this out. Yeah. It kind of made sense, but it was unnecessary. So they made sense of it. So it's like, okay, she doesn't trust. Well, she was like, okay, I really don't want to trust this random stranger, Capper. Yeah, Capper. And she was turned out to be right. He was going to sell them. Okay, so she's starting to lose some trust. Then they go on to the pirates, and she's like, okay, I'm trusting my friend. I'm kind of nervous, but we'll work our way out of it. And then Rainbow screws that up, so now she's like, can I even trust my close friends? Who the hell can I trust right now? Because everyone's messing up, and it's all on me. This is my fault. I need to fix this. So I get they made sense of why she was doing it. But the thing is, why make her think that? Or why make that decision as you're making the film?
They tried to make it make sense for her to think like that, but the problem is that's also going against 7 whole seasons of the show.
Yes, that's the thing. It's like, and the thing is, I will say that it's a standalone film. I feel like if you never saw this show in your life, you can sit down and you'll get a lot of it. There's a lot of stuff you'll miss, like, oh, who's that character? Who's that? They have a lot more in the show. But if you just jump into it, you'll be fine. I feel like that's another thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's something, like, it's like, well, general audiences don't really know that, so they'll be fine with it. But as someone who's seen the show for 7 seasons and counting, it made not a lot of sense. It made sense for this particular experience, and that you can almost say, like, if this was, like, during an earlier season, I'd get it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we're on season 7. And it's not like
season 7, and she's like the top regard of friendship.
She's the princess of friendship, and she's like, I don't want to make friends.
I mean, she had a festival, for crying out loud.
She was supposed to have a festival, for Christ's sake.
And like towards the end of the movie, when they were like on that beach, there was a moment she had where she looked at Pinkie Pie and she was like, maybe I'd be better off if I didn't have.
Yeah, no, that I was like, what the fuck is going on right now?
That like just kind of spit in the face of like all the show and the Equestria girls and all of that. It
really, like, I get she was upset, and I bet she didn't friggin' mean it. When you get upset, you say things you don't mean. I get that. But still, we, like, fans of the show know better, so it's like, what the hell?
Yeah, I definitely looked at that, and I was like...
I was very disappointed with that decision.
I kind of felt like it was disjointed from the series.
Yes,
like, we don't know if it's canon or not. Like,
I would say it is.
You think it is?
I think it is. I think it's just a separated story from the show's line. Yeah. Like, it's the show's timeline. The film happens somewhere, but the show continues. But the thing is again, I feel like see, the thing is, as a filmmaker, I'd understand why you'd make that decision because the general audience will get it. But the show is also made for the fans of the series, and you can write something better.
Right.
The show writers, they've gone through times where, like, there was the beginning of season 7, where I'm like, end this, it's good, it's okay, you did a great job, end it. And I just watched an episode today, and it's one of my favorites because I relate to it very much. It got better. Because sometimes the writing is fantastic, sometimes it dwindles, but I don't know what writer made that decision, but I don't agree with it. I feel like it wasn't one of the core writing groups.
I don't think so either.
I feel like it was someone from Lionsgate or one of the production companies that's like, well, we kind of should change it so maybe... And I get that. I get why. And I get that they made sense of it, but it shouldn't have been there. Yeah. That's the thing. I understand. It's like, I get why you made this decision. You made it work as best you could, but the decision should never have been. It should have been shut down.
I mean, I think my main problem.
That's my biggest gripe with the story. Otherwise, I mean, again, it's not something incredible, but I would say Tempest's story arc was probably the best thing about the story in terms of the story. Other than that, I mean, nothing really insane.
Well, as far as
positive or negative, besides the Twilight decision.
Yeah, I think
Actually, speaking of Tempest,
what?
They made her whole backstory to be like, since she was like a little kid, she learned to like not trust anyone but herself.
Right.
So why did she trust the Storm King to give her horn back?
I don't know.
That was a decent enough point. That was something that I was thinking about. But I think the thing is she doesn't want friends. She just wants what she can only depend on herself, and this opportunity was presented upon her to get it. She can't do it herself. She can't do all these things, but you know, it's just pretty much an opportunity for herself. She's not seeing it as, and she even said we had an agreement, not come on, like you said you promised you do this for me. It's like no, we agreed upon this. We set this parameter. It's not. It was more so like a transaction.
Yeah, she was more built on word than friendship. Really.
Yes, she did. You can even tell at the beginning. She knows that Storm King's name. She doesn't trust him, but it's what needs to be done, pretty much.
Now going back to like Twilight's issue, I kind of feel like they did that to like check off the trope box.
Where the friends break up and then they come back.
And then
the
friends break up, they get separated, then they come back, and it's kind of like they were trying to help the story along.
It's a cliche.
Because it was just like, oh, they have to be separated because if
then
they
have
were
to come
with
back,
Twilight, she would never get captured.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Again, it's a very cliched thing, but I feel like you can do better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know. Me personally, I feel like they could have done better with it. But yeah, that's the biggest, like, it's one of the strong negatives, but it has enough positive-ish points for, like, I don't know. I'm very mixed on the story.
Nothing.
Not bad, but like nothing like that destroys the film for me.
Nothing completely just ruins it.
No, it doesn't ruin the film.
I didn't
it's
have
just
a
not
bad
good.
time. Like
no.
I never felt like I wanted to walk out.
Yeah.
I never felt, you know.
Yeah. It was a poor decision, but it didn't ruin the film for me. I feel like it was still fine enough, but it was a poor decision.
Yeah, I don't think it was Jason's or Megan's fault whatsoever, because I said in the car coming back that I kind of felt like maybe the movie was like too big for itself, because when you go, I wholeheartedly enjoyed the Equestria Girls movies.
I very much enjoyed 2 and 3. 1 is okay, and 4 is bad.
2 is my absolute favorite.
Yeah.
And
I like them all, but it's just in terms of film.
Yeah,
you know what
and
I mean?
I think those I felt did better because it was just the core team.
Well, yeah, it was a smaller team. You know, it was locally distributed. It was in limited theaters.
Yeah,
you know.
But I felt like that had a little bit more heart and more paid attention to it as far as story goes.
I can agree with that.
But nothing to make me cringe or anything like that. I don't. Feel
it was
like
just
anything...
I was like, come on, why'd you do that? That's more so I was like, come on.
I don't know if we're looking for too much, because again, it is a children's series. It is,
but we're looking at this from a film perspective,
true,
and as fans of the series.
That's true.
I mean, I don't like the show because I enjoy pastel ponies. It's because the show is of
maybe. For me, at least.
Well, I enjoy the show because it has fantastic voice acting. It is. Yeah. There are stories that anyone of any age should learn and lessons. I took a lot away from a lot of episodes that I can relate to, and it touched on me. So I mean, I because it's of high quality, I appreciate it as high quality animation and a high quality series. I like Batman the Animated Series or anything I enjoy because it is of high quality animation. It's not because I like kids programming and simple stuff. It's because I like stuff that's of quality. Just because it's animation doesn't mean it's cartoonish, which I think a lot of people, think it as.
I do think that maybe this story's a little weak though, because it is a movie.
Yeah.
And we've had 7 seasons to develop these characters.
Yeah.
But
it could have been strong.
That doesn't make it an excuse to where Twilight has this issue all over again.
No, yeah.
And I think going back to the story, one thing that I was kind of disappointed of, and I think it's mainly because it's a disjointed movie and it doesn't line up with season 7 or anything. I missed a lot of characters. I'm surprised, Starlight wasn't in the main
feel
cast,
like the thing is with that, Starlight would have complicated a lot. Because she's a new character. The film was in production for a while.
That's true.
Things for things. You can't just put in like, oh, Starlight's twice. That's another thing you have to explain.
That's true.
There's enough backstory. I mean, they don't really explain a lot, but like they don't need to because it's just you just understand it. I feel it's like oh well she's these ones are the most like the princesses. I feel like okay, how are they gonna explain she's the princess of the sun? It's just. Okay, well, you're the Princess of the Sun, you raise the sun, and it's like, oh, well, yeah, I mean, anyone could pretty much get that from the names and how they look and everything. So there's not a lot to explain as much as I thought. Starlight, it would take a lot of explaining, plus she's a new character to the series.
Well,
So I feel like they didn't want to throw that in.
Yeah, and I think it's mainly just because, like, we're so fixated on Season 7, because, like, Discord was another one that I wish was in there as well.
Discord would have been interesting, but then how do you explain them capturing Discord?
I'm mainly not talking about, like, main story. I'm saying, like, they were barely, like, even there.
Right.
Like, I saw Starlight like, during the credits.
Yeah, during the end credits.
And I didn't even see Discord at all. And I think that's
he was referenced. Because he was referenced. Someone made they made a cake or
a balloon.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
I think it just would have been it's too hard to not only explain all these other characters, but also explain how they get captured, how they get taken away. Because Discord is a powerful dude, I don't think just a rock could mess him up. See, you know what I mean? And then Starlight, she's really important, and to explain all that, it would take a while.
I know. I think.
Because think about it, you would not only have to explain that she's her apprentice, but also she was bad, and also she, mind controlled the entire village.
That's true. It was mainly because I just kind of missed them.
I missed them too,
I
but I
kind of wish there was like a
understand.
homage, or it'd be like, oh, she's there.
I mean,
she went on a trip, or they went on a trip, or something happened.
I wish they did something like Starlight.
Because I felt like it was a little too. Well, not completely, but I kind of felt like it was a little too like main six focused.
Well, I mean, it's the film.
But
so
it is the film.
They've been the highlight of the entire series for so long, so it's like that should be the focus. So. That should be the focus, and I respect that. And I expected Starlight not to be there, and I respect it. And also, I'd say one thing about the story is it's not what I wanted it to be in terms of I wanted the show to end with the film. I wanted I wanted this to be a grand thing.
We both shared that.
I want it to be a grand thing where Sunset, Starlight, they all come together and they have to take on this big evil menace, and they all work together as a big army and take down whatever evil thing was going. I was hoping for something big and epic, and I like that we went on a bit of a journey, but I feel like it's not what I wanted. And I feel like it would have been much better if it had been that. And I know that's me kind of like fantasy booking, but like that's what I would have preferred. But I mean, it's in terms of what it was. It
could have been like that, but like you said, there would have been
a lot of explaining. But I feel like a lot of. But one thing they didn't do that I expected was an opening narration, and I feel like
that's
that could
true.
Like they narrated the beginning of season 1, and what did it take like to explain?
It was like 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Probably
I feel like in 2 minutes
that.
you could have successfully done that, and I feel like it would have worked. It would have worked if they did that.
And there's just kind of a little hidden worry that we had though, because we wanted it to end with season 7.
Yeah.
Because we kind of felt like it was going down a little bit as far as like complexity and everything like that. And we are such fans of it that we don't want to not have to watch it.
We don't want it to turn up SpongeBob's having a bit of a renaissance now, but
it is. Fairly Odd Parents kind of
like Fairly Odd Parents. We don't want it to be Fairly Odd Parents where they keep just adding characters and like, oh, please keep watching.
Yeah, it's still okay though.
It's still okay.
I think it's good, but
I think I don't know how much longer.
It would have been really cool if the show led into it.
I think it would have been.
But we're on episode 21 now, so they didn't have time to finish it off. And like you said, this was in production in 2014, I think. So it would have been hard for them to connect it because they didn't even write season 7 until then.
No, yeah.
But anyway, story kind of weak.
I'd say it's poor, but it's not
the worst thing we've ever.
It's not like it ruined the film. I just think it was very weak. Vince, do you have any other thoughts on the story?
There were a lot of little things throughout the film that I thought didn't make any sense, like the cat character. What was his name?
Capper.
Yeah. He invites all them into his home, and he plans on selling them to clear a big debt. And he lives in a shady area, and he's just a con man. And he plans on selling them, and then all Rarity does is sew up a sleeve and add a couple of buttons to his outfit, and he's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do this, and I don't understand.
I think it's more. I think. like that's not something that bothers me too much because it's more so he lives in a dog-eat-dog world and he just needs to get stuff done. But then it's like, huh, she's kind of being nice to me. No one's really nice to me before. Okay, maybe these people aren't as bad as I think, and I'm kind of selling them off to slavery. And people that have some goodness in them maybe shouldn't be sold off to slavery. So I kind of get that. I get why you would have second thoughts. That didn't bother me too much.
I think mainly it was because he, and I don't really know his backstory. I didn't finish the prequel, so I don't know if they allude to that. But I think it might be he was genuinely a good person before he felt on hard times.
I feel like I would respect that.
And that Rarity kind of changed him back to what he
him of a time.
Was.
Remember of a time where it was
possibly.
I get that. That's why that's not a thing that bothers me too much.
I will say that they did do well with the time that they had because for Tempest's backstory, they did it in a song. They literally summarized it in a song, and I think that was really, really cool with just like the simple the pony animation thing.
Is there anything other like nitpicks you want to bring up, Vince?
In like the beginning, when Twilight thought they had to look for the Queen of the Hippos, I thought that didn't make sense. I don't understand why she would just like think hippos.
Well, I mean, she did say hippo.
Also, yeah, but also I thought, oh, maybe they could use that as a way to like get them off track, and then they ended up going the way they needed anyway. So.
Well, they said go south. So they were just heading south, assuming that's where the Queen of the Hippos
and then they found the map.
But then they found the map, they're like, wait, south is where the hippogriffs live. So that made sense. It didn't really bother me. I don't know. Am I missing what your point is, or?
I don't know. I just thought it was kind of weird.
Okay.
And also, towards, I think, the middle end of the film, when Twilight used her friends as a distraction to steal from...
That was also
that was
really
another
character.
Like, that was really awful.
Yeah.
Because you saw her face, and it was just like, Twilight, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What's happening?
I feel like it was one of those things where she's like... and it's to that story. So again, it all envelops under what I was talking about earlier. Well, but the point is it's like... She had a moment where she's like, I can't trust strangers, and then she had a moment where she's like, I can't even trust my friends. I have to do this. So again, I don't like that, and it's again under that idea that I was talking about earlier, and I don't like it, but they explained it, but that doesn't make it good. You know what I mean? Just because they explained it and it makes sense doesn't mean it's a good decision.
I actually I'm starting to understand that, though, because...
Like I said, I get it, but that doesn't make it a good decision.
No, I know. I'm saying, I kind of understand why Twilight was after that, because you gotta remember, she is the princess of Equestria, and...
Friendship.
You kind of... Or, well...
Not just Equestria, that would be...
Okay, well, princess of friendship, but basically what I'm getting to is that her land is in complete jeopardy. And you kind of have to do anything you can, like...
Yeah, so she's being scrappy.
It's drastic.
Yeah.
It's very drastic.
And they've already said they won't do anything, so she's like... the queen's already like, yeah, no, I'm not helping you. Then I'd be like...
Yeah, it's just like, well if
what are we
you're not
doing
going to help me, I'm going to help myself.
I mean, I'll be honest,
So...
And then, to make it even more sense, as much as I still don't like it, it still's making sense. She's like, a song is not going to fix it.
Oh, yeah.
Because she was already mad at Rainbow for using a song to change the pirates over back to, being actual pirates, not working for the Storm King. So that already failed when Rainbow messed up and alerted the Tempest to where they were. So she's like, well, a song couldn't fix it last time. I can't trust these people. Screw it. I'm doing this myself. I can't take this anymore.
And so everybody else goes to his song.
Again, I don't like it, but it makes sense. But it doesn't make it right.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. No. But I'm starting to understand her.
Again, I get it. And that's why I can't say it's bad. Yeah. It's just weak.
Yeah.
Like you can have a nice post that's all nice and pretty. It's like, that makes sense, but it doesn't hold it the structure up too well.
I do love that they allude to the show a little bit with the fourth wall, where it's just like, not another song.
Yeah.
I know this is a movie, but not another song.
Yeah,
Come on.
I do like that.
But we'll get into that with
we'll get
the music portion.
Vince, any other final things? Just real quick in terms of story.
Not really.
In terms of story,
maybe when they were on the pirate ship and they got them to stop being delivery people and then go back to pirates, and then almost immediately they get absolutely fucked by them. Their ship gets destroyed because Rainbow alerted the others with the rainbow, and then somehow they still think, okay, they stowed away on their ship. but they made us become pirates again, but they also immediately got our ship destroyed, but we're gonna help them anyway.
I think it's more so that they, it's like, yeah, they screwed us, but at the same time, it's like, I'd rather be screwed and be myself than pretend to be something I'm not.
Yeah.
I think that's more so what their mindset
And they were definitely not happy serving Storm King at all. You could tell.
No, yeah. For Christ's sake, they were like, oh, yeah, throw them up. Yeah, it's lunch. I don't give it. I
loved that. I love that part. That was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah,
Because she's like, you're about to throw us
And
off,
one thing we should talk about the story, because it does fall under it, is the humor and joke. As much as Grubber sucked, everything else in terms of comedy, it was very funny.
I laughed quite a bit.
There was a lot that was funny. A few things were too referential. Like they're like, oh, we gotta go to the hippos. Yeah, but they get hungry. Hungry? Hippos?
Oh my god.
I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I was there, I was like, and then where they were just like lions, and are you sure not the lions or tigers or bears? Oh my, I'm like, come on. That, I was like, come on, what the fuck? You have to, it was a little forced, but the actual, like, you know, jokes that they come up with are really funny. Like Fluttershy being a therapist over there.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And then that was my favorite part of the film. I loved it. She didn't, because Fluttershy didn't do a whole lot in the film, which is fine. I'm totally fine with it. It's not marking down a grade just because of, no, but seriously.
That was
I get it.
really funny.
Everyone,
really funny.
yeah. But that was her moment, and that's all I want. It was perfectly fine. But in terms of comedy, anything else, just because it's under the story.
I really wish, I'd probably have to watch the movie again to really remember everything, but there were a lot of times where I was just like, that's clever.
A lot of entertainment.
That's funny.
The one thing I will say about this film in general, it may not, like I said, may not be Citizen Kane, but it is entertaining.
It was not a waste of time.
No, yeah. I was happy.
Not at all.
I have Movie Pass, and I spend an extra $10 on it. Simply because I wanted to get in the theater, but also because I don't care, because I'm very happy. My money was well spent.
It was.
Anything else, Vince? There was a comedy or anything that you want to say about the story, because we will move on.
Not really.
Okay.
I do love, though, how they're at the point in the series where they have to start adding, like, handicaps to the villains to make them look really strong. Because Tempest, she seems really, really powerful. Like, she could be on the level of, like, Twilight or Starlight, and that's with her broken horn. And they also imply that if she had a full horn, she would be way more powerful.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you never know in another timeline. I mean, it was when I was a kid. Who knows, in another timeline, she might end up being where Twilight was. Well, you never know.
It makes me really want that story to continue.
But I think, well, the thing is, she's powerful, but, like, look at a lot of what she did with her magic. A lot of it was sparks and things like that. And,
yeah.
And that might, we never see her cutie mark because it's all covered up by Storm King logo, but that might be her calling, and she might be really good at doing fireworks.
I would love to see either a sequel, or if they try to incorporate it into the series, or something like that.
I'd like to see that.
I would love to see it.
Because I said this on the ride home. I was like, I think a sequel would be better.
I would love to see more Tempest.
Yeah. Not even just Tempest. I think just another film would be better.
Just a lot of the other characters. Yeah. I'd love to see where they are, what they're doing, more of their personality.
I'd like it if one of them showed up in an episode, like Capper showed up. I'd love that.
Oh, I loved all of the characters. I just think, like we keep saying, I think the writing could have been more fleshed out, more detailed.
It all made sense, but it was one bad decision, but they made the best of the bad decision.
Yeah.
Anything else, Vince? Just because every time I keep going, you do have nothing to add. Okay. So, next, animation. I have a few things to say about animation. So, it is 2D, but they use a hybrid of CG in there as well. When it's just itself, like when they're in like the sea pony or sea hippogriff realm, and it's just 2D, it is beautiful.
Sea hippogriff?
I don't know. But when the CG is there, like you see on the Storm King's crafts and things like that, it looks bad. It does not blend because you have these 2D characters on a 3D thing. It looks like it was made in the 90s. It was not a good decision. I'm sorry. And I said this on the right. I was like, I want to know what the budget is because I feel like that was another thing. Is if it was all, I mean, it was obviously computer, but it was 2D. That was the decision. If it was like hand drawn and it had a better budget, it probably would look incredible, and I would have loved to see that. But I think the budget was lower. I think the numbers we've seen were like
65 million.
65 million. I'd say it's roughly 40 to 60. If it's anything above that, I'm gonna be furious. But I think for what the money they had, I feel like it should have been all flat. I feel like the decision to incorporate the 3D stuff, there is ways to make it work. Batman Mask of the Phantasm, there is only really one use of the 3D, and it is an opening shot, and it's just the buildings. Because then it goes to 2D, and the film looks absolutely beautiful. And that's why 2D animation should be appreciated, but it's unfortunately not. But when the film is in its realm where like the characters match up with the backgrounds, film is beautiful. But when there's obviously like, okay, that's a CG extra incorporated thing, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good.
I think the main thing for me is that we're so used to
but the thing is, I don't care about the thing about the show animation is the characters look fine. That's not the problem. The problem is not the characters. The characters look fine to me. I'm saying the characters with the 3D backdrops look bad. I could have never seen the show before in my life, and it would have looked bad.
Yeah, for animation for me, it is because we're so used to the show. It was a little distracting, and to me, like,
a little bit, but I got used to it.
Their lip movements, I felt like weren't perfect.
They were slower.
Yeah, it was weird because like their mouths were a little bit slow, and I was like, why aren't they like being sharp with it? And I think it was one of those things where as the movie went on, I got more used to it.
Yeah, I didn't mind as the beginning. I was like, they're much slower, but I feel like it's more so they can add more detail to the mouth movements, and you're not used to that.
Yeah, we're not.
Once the film gets on, it looks fine.
Yeah,
but it's just you're used to the quick flash animation.
I got used to it, and I actually, the more I watched the movie, the more the movie went in, I enjoyed it a lot more, and it looked a lot better. It looked brighter. It looked really cool.
Like I said,
and there were things that they can do with that they couldn't with Flash.
No, yeah, absolutely.
And so there were bigger scenes. There was more population. There was more things happening.
Like I said, when the backgrounds match the style of the characters, it looks great. But when it was just too smooth.
I think
like the Storm King ships were just way too smooth.
Yeah.
There's no texture at all. When you can see all these cool textures and like extra lines and details on the characters, and it's just flat. It didn't look good.
Yeah, I think my other thing I think there might have been a little bit too much going on. Because I think for me, it was a little distracting. Like I was trying to focus on like the main six, and then there was like all this stuff happening everywhere else. And I think it's mainly because I'm so used to so little happening in the show.
Right, and you're on a big screen, so you have to look at a lot more.
So, but again, as the movie went on, I got more used to it. I got used to the mouth movements. I get used to more things happening.
That difference isn't bad.
The more I got used to it, the more beautiful I thought it was.
Well, like I said, like when they're in the seaplane room, it looks beautiful, and when they match up good, it looks great. But like that opening shot or even later in the film when they're like panning out and like they're all like you can see them, you can tell like they're flat and then they're like there's all these curves and everything. It doesn't look good. But when the backgrounds match with the actual front with the characters, it looks great. And that's where I'm mixed, is because there's times where I'm like, this is freaking awesome. It's beautiful. And there's times I'm like, that looks like shit. Well, so I'm split. But it's good. The good outweighs the bad, but it's still, I'm like, come on.
Mainly what I'm happy about, though, as far as animation goes, is that it didn't go, for example...
Go ahead. I was going to add to something. Go ahead.
Oh, do you want to go ahead?
No, I'm not. I wanted to add one more thing, but you finish and I'll add it.
The one thing about animation that I liked is that it wasn't... We're going from Flash animation to...
I don't know what this is.
I don't know what this would be.
Movie quality.
But at least it didn't go from... And I know this isn't a perfect example, but it didn't go from Teen Titans to Teen Titans Go.
Well, that would have been a film. That would have been a pile of shit.
I know, but like... What I'm saying is, like, the characters still looked like themselves.
It still looked good.
They still... Like, I didn't feel like anything was really off about it.
Like I said, the only thing was bad was CG.
Because Rainbow still looked good, everybody still looked good,
Yes.
The newer characters still looked like characters from the show.
I will say that they built it up throughout the beginning of the film, and they hit it about halfway about the Sonic Rim, and I hate that I'm saying this, just because I know the shit grin.
It was beautiful, though. You have to admit.
I was about to say something, but you cut me off.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's going to give him a shit grin. But when they actually did the Sonic Rim Boom, it was a movie quality. It was very nice to see. It was beautiful. Except for the fact that the pirate ship was right there and it looked like absolute garbage. But the Brain Boom itself looked fantastic. Edit that out, make that a poster, that'll be fine. But like I said, the CG ships and stuff, it was bad. But when it was good, it was very good. So it outweighs it. Vince, what's your thoughts on the animation? Any big thoughts?
Not really.
Not really?
It was good.
Good. Okay, just overall, was it okay or was it...
Yeah, it was alright.
Okay.
Good. like the way the characters look is enough of a like
upgrade.
Step up. Yeah, enough of an upgrade that it looks pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, and then finally we got the music,
which music
I will probably say is the best part about the film.
Yeah.
It was. I guess you could say it was a musical. I think you can say that. You can argue. You can argue it was a musical because, well, I think you can't say it was a musical in that the music parts outweigh the dialogue because it definitely did. There was definitely more dialogue, but there were like what 5, 6 songs.
Yeah,
that's a musical.
They did the same thing with one of the Equestria Girls movies too,
well,
and
they all have songs.
I don't know if no, but I'm saying it was like song after song after song, which isn't bad. It's really not.
No, it's not bad because Daniel Ingram does a fantastic job.
Yeah, they found a good balance. I feel like.
I think I'll say that all the songs were very good, very entertaining. Lyrics were very good. Songs, they're beautiful. The score, great. I will say that the standout for me, and I'm gonna call this now, is Tempest's song, "See Things My Way." I'm calling this now. That will start to show up on top 10 best non-Disney villain song lists. Because they always have those like best. It's all Disney villains. Yeah. It'll be on best non because that song was excellent. It was excellent. It was evil. It made you because you not only is you're like, man, she's bad, but I'm like, man, I get why she's bad, and it was fantastic. That was worth the price of admission alone. That was absolutely great. That was one of the highlights of the film for me was that song, and I feel like that's a highlight of the music section.
You can't do without Daniel Ingram.
No, you can't.
He's the one person. He's the one person you cannot take out of the show.
You can't. And I think that we were talking about this in terms of because the two categories that don't get a lot of nomination, like a lot of competition in the Oscars and Academy and Golden Globes and things like that, is you don't get a lot of original songs. You don't get a lot of them. They're mostly only in animated films. I've seen more come out, but it's mostly animated films that I usually see, and animated films because there's not a lot of them, or there's not a lot that are good. I did this earlier and I weighed the options. I was like, man, will this be nominated? And just before I even saw the film, I said, well, one of the Lego movies will probably be in. I don't think they would do 2. I don't think there's any big Disney films. There wasn't any big Disney films. I mean, besides Pixar's Coco, which is coming out. Cars 3 is not going to be nominated. Better fucking not be. But Coco, I don't see I don't think there's a lot of hype behind Coco. I think it'll be a fine film, but I don't think it'll get nominated because it's fucking Pixar and they get everything. But otherwise, Disney didn't have an actual one. I don't think.
I don't think so.
I don't think they did. I've reviewed most films. I know I have a bit of a drop off. Fucking Emoji Movie and Nut Job 2. They ain't getting nominated. So I mean, I'm looking at all the other options and I'm looking at what's coming out, and
I can't remember because there wasn't really any Disney movies that I really had to see this year. No. Because Zootopia was probably my last one.
Zootopia was last year, and that was nominated last year. I'm thinking of it. I really can't think of any...
Oh, come
on! Any films. And I feel like if we'll get anything, it will get one of the best original songs. I don't know which. I would hope it'd be Tempest song, because that was great. But knowing how they work and how, like, Trolls got Can't Stop the Feeling, it'll probably be one of the Saya songs. Yeah. Also, Saya wasn't bad. I didn't say that.
No.
Forgot to mention her. She didn't have a huge role, and I mean in terms of voice acting, she did fine, and she sang great.
Yeah, she didn't overshadow.
No, and I think there was
a really nice balance with a lot of stuff with the film.
And I think her songs were good. I think they were very good.
All the songs were just great. Yes. I bought the album before I even saw the movie.
Songs were the highlight. But I think that if you had to pick one of the 5 categories that shined above the rest, I would say the music was the best category.
I will say it did worry me a little bit when we heard We Got the Beat during the intro, because I was like,
oh yeah, oh God.
I was like,
that was the one thing I'm like,
that really worried me.
But they were doing We Got the Beat, but it was like ponified, and I'm like,
that really worried me, because I was like, wait a minute, is this going to be one of those movies, like, it wouldn't be as bad as, like, Lorax or one of those, like,
well, no, the ones movies. That, not so much that, it would have been, like, Trolls. I don't know, you didn't see Trolls, but Trolls was just songs that are well-known, like, they did Sound of Silence, they did,
True Colors.
True Colors, yeah, they did a lot. I like True Colors. That was the best song. Yeah. That was the highlight of Trolls. But, like, a lot of them were just pop songs reused, and they ponified it, but I was like, don't do this. You have Daniel fucking Ingram.
They
Don't
saved
you do this.
it though, because like when it first started,
and
I was like,
fun,
oh no,
and it makes sense. But I'm like, don't do it. Don't make this the kind of film. I want originality. And they had a lot of originality songs, so that was the weak point. But it wasn't bad. It was just like, come on.
And I think the main reason I didn't like it is because I really wanted something like the Equestria Girls movies did.
You wanted
just
like a
this
remix
big
of
present. Well, not just a remix, because the other ones were original as well.
Yeah, they didn't do an intro. They didn't do the intro.
They didn't. Song. I was a little disappointed, to be honest.
I didn't
kind of like
it.
It's a fun movie.
Well,
yay.
the thing is, what they did is they if I remember, they had like the big logo, but they did have the score of the song, which is all I want. I didn't need the lyrics.
I don't know.
I just want the music.
I think it's just I'm so used to the Equestria Girls movies,
right.
and I keep going back to that. I love them to death.
Yes.
But I love just this big presentation where you're just getting hyped up to it.
I thought there was going to be a big opening title sequence. I thought there was going to be a big narration with like cool background. Maybe it was a narrated like song that gave backstory. I didn't get that, but what I got was fine. For the intro, at least. Like I said, the rest of the music was outstanding. But for the intro, I expected a little bit more, but it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. Equestria Girls is always beautiful.
Right.
Like the animations that they pulled off and all of that.
Well, the intros to those are always fantastic. That's honestly the best parts of those films.
But,
not that they're bad, but the intros are the best.
But I also kind of think that they wanted to get more story in as well. So it's a sacrifice.
It's an hour 40-minute long movie, basically hour 39, and they use the time wisely. I feel like for the most part.
Yeah.
Vince, you have any thoughts on the music? No. Okay.
It was good.
Alright, so overall, I think the film has a lot of strong points. I feel like it has a lot of weak points. However, I can't say that I wasn't entertained and I didn't enjoy myself at the theater. So I don't know if you guys are going to give a score, but I'm going to give my score as I usually do. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I can't give it a 5. The story had such many weak points, and like I said, I don't like the animation, but I feel like it splits. See, the thing is, I always like to kind of try and do the categories. Great characters, for the most, like, it really outweighs characters, voice acting, songs, and then animation is split because half of it's amazing, half of it's shit, and then same with the story. Like the parts where Twilight don't work, but yet they make sense of it, so it's like I have to almost forgive it, so I give it half points. So it comes out to a 4. I think that's a fair score to make. I think a 4 is right where this film is, and again, it's a good, enjoyable film. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. Overall, what's your thoughts?
Honestly, I'd go with your score.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't say it's perfect, because it does have the flaws that we've discussed.
It ain't no Studio Ghibli classic.
No. But ponies are never going to be like that.
No, and it's entertaining.
So 4 out of 5 I think is very, very fair. It's not saying it's a perfect movie. It's not saying everything was perfect. It's saying it does have its flaws, but it's not...
It does its job.
It was entertaining.
Yeah.
It was good. It hooked me.
Yeah.
And I think it was also mainly because we've just been with these characters for so long.
I'm trying not to be biased. Like I
want
to look at it.
I feel like you're able to because it's it's not completely detached from the series,
right?
But it's still kind of its own thing.
Yeah.
So overall, I enjoyed it. Characters fit. Songs were outstanding.
Yep.
I just think, villains and everything could have been just more fleshed out. I think the movie could have been longer.
I think it was an okay length. I think
it was a good length.
You can't make it too much longer. An hour and 40 for
a
kid's animated film. Basically,
yeah.
I thought it'd be an hour 30, hour 29.
It's just
it got more than enough time that I think I expected, and I thought it did fine with it. Because again, it is a kid's animated film. At the end of the day, is what they market it as. I do wish we got more backstory with the characters, like the villains. I wish things could have been better.
I don't know.
That's overall. I think things could have just been better.
Again, the Storm King, he was there and then he wasn't. It's just like
we didn't have enough of a presence. That's another. Well, we didn't. We could have talked about in the story in terms of what.
Oh, we're gonna have afterthoughts anyway.
This is overall.
I like how they just legitimately showed him die on screen.
Yeah, I like that. I don't mind that he died. I was actually. Should have kept saying spoilers. I feel bad now.
You said during story we're gonna spoil.
But this is past that. I'll put in like a quick warning. But yeah, Storm King dies. Which I liked. I was like, fuck yeah, they killed someone. I appreciate that. But the thing is, he wasn't too bad of a dude to warrant that.
Well,
like, if he was an asshole, I'd be like, all right, good, he's fucking dead. But he wasn't that mean. He really wasn't.
It's also just... I don't know. I think it was implied that he was pretty much an asshole.
Yeah, but he wasn't like... think about it. Was he really, like, menacing evil and you're like, fuck you, I want you dead? It's more like, it's just like, beat him already. That's my thoughts. I'm like, beat him, banish him. Chrysalis isn't dead!
Where is Chrysalis?
Who knows? We'll find that out probably.
Yeah,
but no.
Find that out eventually.
Next on Mattview Reviews.
It's Mattview, not Mattview.
No, Matt. I corrected myself. Mattview Reviews. Anyway,
that's overall on the film. We're gonna
next on film theory.
4 out of 5 for me. 4 out of 5 for Ryan. Vince, you have any overall thoughts? And if you don't have to give a score, but if you do, you can. Overall thoughts on the film. Did you enjoy it?
I mean, I enjoyed it, but it didn't really feel like grand enough to be a film to me. So
okay.
I'd probably give it like a 3.5 out of 5.
Wow, really?
I respect that. I can definitely respect that score. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it.
I'm gonna buy merch. That's how much I enjoyed it.
I'm gonna buy the Blu-ray. That's gonna be going up there. That's no doubt. But it's I mean, I'm happy with my one flip.
Very enjoyable. Very enjoyable.
Yes.
I'm gonna see it again. Maybe a third
time. I might see it again. I'll have to see. There's a lot of films on the docket that I want to see.
I'm crazy, so
you are insane.
You know, I'm probably gonna see it
Then again,
two more times.
I think I saw Guardians Volume 2 3 times.
Yeah, you did. Oh, you did.
I see a lot of like films that I absolutely adore. I've seen multiple times. I might see MLP again. Honestly, there's a lot of other films I want to see, so I mean, I might not. But when it comes out on Blu-ray, I'll watch it at home. That's the fact.
I think it was solid, though.
It was solid. It was fine enough.
Could
have been better, but it was fine. I think that's good.
I think we're good.
Yeah,
so.
I think that's it. So I want to thank you guys for watching this overly long Mattview Reviews, but it was a special one.
I don't even know how long
I want to thank my buddy Ryan for coming up north and enjoying this episode and enjoying this weekend that we've had. And Vince, thank you for also coming along and being part of this show.
I don't know what it would have been like if I had to watch in the theater by myself.
I think it was as much as I wanted to kill him after the film. During the film, I was like, okay, I'm happy I'm with my buddies.
Well, see, I tried to be very, very not me during the film,
which thank God.
So, well, no, because like you were like, I'm in this mode. So I was just kind of like, okay, fine, I'll just be myself.
Well, yeah.
In the theater.
Are you referring to the fact that I eat my food before the film?
I was just like, hey, you want some popcorn? No, leave me alone.
I don't like.
Leave me alone.
I have my setup. I get water, Crunch Bunch, and then I eat my Crunch Bunch right before. I know it's Bunch of Crunch. I don't fucking care. It's Crunch Bunch. I'll eat it before the movie, and then I'm like, all right, time to watch it, and then I'll get my different poses, and I'll fucking because I can't sit still. I have fucking issues, but I want to just. I don't want. I take notes usually. But even then, I'm like looking up, trying to write. I want to just be. I want to be watching the film. I don't want to be multitasking multitasking is limited unless it's a film I don't really like. If it's like I when I saw Get Out with my friends, I'm talking during the movie. I'm in a chill vibe. But if I'm like I've been waiting for this film. I want to see it, and I'm like.
And that's kind of why like usually during films I'm kind of like you, where I'll talk to people. And then to me, I was like, no, I gotta focus on this. If I don't, I'm gonna miss something.
Exactly. This was a special movie. So, if you wait long enough for a film, I don't want any distractions or anything. If it's like a film like, oh, I'm excited for it, and I'm going with my buddies, I'll talk. But like this, I was like, I want to see this. I want to focus on it. I don't want any distractions. Yeah, because it's mainly when we watch episodes together, we miss a lot. Sometimes. We talk a lot, and then sometimes, like when it gets a little too crazy, I'll mute you guys. Oh god. Especially if I'm into the episode. If it's an issue, I'm like, it's whatever. I'll just. But yeah, it was really. But fun. I think pretty much overall, we had a good time. We've had a great time watching it. We had a great time watching the film. We enjoyed ourselves. We enjoyed the film. So thank you guys so much for watching this overlong episode. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Vince, for both being here. And I don't know when the next Mattview Reviews will be coming out because my schedule has been insane. But I'm looking to streamline how I make my videos. I don't think I'm going to do on camera, but just a template that I can. Yeah, this was more of a special. Yeah, this was a special episode. As I drop my coin. How do we do, coin? We did good! How about that? Two-Face Coin says we did good. Yay! Thanks, Two-Face. Did you put your hand up to say something?
Okay, it's fine.
Oh, all right.
Two-Face review or Two-Face approved.
Yes.
I mean.
So overall, though, thank you guys for watching this video. Check out all the great content on the Discord Center. Don't forget to check out our individual channels, Mattview Reviews. You don't have an individual channel.
I need to make a new one. I really do.
Because they all went
subscribe to me.
Subscribe to the Discord Center. And if
that's basically my home now. Right now, until I regroup.
Check out the rest of Mattview Reviews and look out for more in the future if I do find time to do some. Check out Vince's channel. Mahogany Vince is the official.
Yeah, and when I get better internet, you'll see me a lot more.
Fingers crossed.
But yeah, so we enjoyed ourselves.
Thank you guys so much for watching the video. We really appreciate it.
Ponies are great.
Not bad.
Ponies are good.
You know, Vince, come on, you can't not.
Yeah.
Sierra Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta.
Shield. Shield bronies, there we go.
Oh my gosh.
But thank you guys.
What a fucking phrase you just said.
Oh
Shield bronies. I knew that would piss you off, so I wanted to say it. Vince hates the word brony, so I just wanted
to... he's not official,
okay.
But we think he is.
Yeah. All right, but
you're
gonna be the Seth Rollins and hit both of us with a fucking chair, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll agree with
He's the architect.
You
don't fucking make me. This is Roman Reigns. This is fucking Roman Reigns. I'm Dean Ambrose. I'm fucking insane.
Can I just be Bailey?
Ryan's not big enough to be the big dog.
This man wants to be a woman.
No.
Yes,
in multiple versions. But all right,
just highlight one of my.
This outro's been going very long.
Just highlight one of my Rainbow Dash cosplays.
Rainbow Dash Tracer, now Bailey, all of them. Overall, though,
that's a good idea.
Get the fuck out. I'm all done.
Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you guys for watching this video.
We love ponies so much. This is why this was an extension. Yes. You're gonna have a lot of fun editing this. Are you gonna edit this at all? Is it gonna be just
the beginning out? I'm gonna edit, but this.
You think we did pretty well?
I think we did okay. I hope the footage is recorded. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video.
Thank you guys.
Can't thank you enough. Check out the rest of the content in the Discord Center. Look out more for Mattview Reviews.
And see the movie if you haven't already.
See the movie, yeah, absolutely.
Support it in any way you can. If you liked our review,
yes, if you liked the review, thank you. Leave us comments below. Things that we could change, things like that. I mean, it'll mostly be me back again, but yeah, let us know if you liked it. And if you do want to see the film or of any interest, go out and support it. Because, you know, as much as it really wasn't 2D, it was kind of 2D and it was a hybrid. So it's good to support films that change up the animation style.
Yeah, you'll enjoy it.
Like stop motion should get more appreciation, things like that. So go out and support. If you love animation, go out and support it. So again, thank you guys so much from all of us. We really appreciate it.
I just don't want to leave.
We'll check you guys out in the next video. So, okay, bye.